Hi everyone, and good evening. My name is Albert, and this is a shower vlog. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy Wednesday to join me. I really appreciate it, and also for all the replay views. And so tonight, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some personal stuff. After all, that's kind of my medium for trying to describe what's currently happening in my life. But just quickly, today I found out that I am extremely stressed out as a result of this whole landlord thing. This whole property management situation has really got me a little bummed. And I'll tell you why. It's almost as if, well, okay, so just long story short, I got an email last night from the property manager lady, and she's like, they want me to pay rent for the remainder of this month. And I'm like, what? I mean, I'm down and I'm totally going to, but they canceled my lease. So it's this whole production. I have to try and file some paperwork because in the state of New Mexico, as I found out today, you're not actually allowed on a month-to-month lease kick a tenant out without, like, you have to do it at the beginning of the rental term agreement period, which is for myself like the 1st through the 4th. And they did it in the middle of the month, and so the last few weeks, let me tell you, have been quite stressful. I may have a place, I may not. My buddy's trying to figure out something there, and I hope the best in that situation. So as it is, I have till the 18th, I guess, to get out. I mean, this is the confusion that I'm going through. But other than all that fun stuff in my personal life, let's get down to some news. Kind of some random news that I pulled today, and coming out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so this actually was published on KOB TV, and it was credits go to Nathan O'Neill. It was published on July 29th, just a couple days ago at 10:12 p.m. And so the mayor of Rio Rancho is actually pleading with people to stop dumping trash in the mesa. And so if you've ever been to Albuquerque, or if you've ever been to Rio Rancho, you know that it's the northwest part of Albuquerque, and it's like this big barren mesa land. And I guess recently they've been having lots of issues with people dumping their illegal trash in the mesa. And so Mayor Greg Hull published a Facebook post and said, stop dumping in the desert. I agree with Mayor Hull on that one. Stop dumping your trash in the desert. It just seems like common sense, but if you need a reminder, then, you know, please be reminded that waste doesn't go in the mesa. And so, last year, city workers and volunteers picked up more than 25 tons of trash and debris at illegal dump sites. 25 tons of trash in a single year. It's like roughly 2.25 tons a month of trash being picked up from illegal dump sites. Not good. And so that's in Rio Rancho, so they probably need to get working on that a little bit better. And if you are an illegal dumpster person and you're thinking of dumping your trash in the desert, Rio Rancho, know that you can face a fine of up to $500. It should be more. You should not be dumping your waste in the desert. Just only where it belongs, which arguably doesn't even go there, just, you know, whatever. But, alright, so another interesting piece of news that I found this week was actually some really happy good news, and it was that the city of Tempe, or the town of Tempe, actually that's where I kind of also live too and work a lot, but they're actually currently undergoing a huge construction project in the middle of Tempe to provide tiny homes for people. And so, according to this article, and I pulled this information from azcentral.com, which I even subscribe to. For only $1 a month, you get access to all of these really cool articles, like the digital subscription of the newspaper for $1 a month. Get it while it's hot. That was really cool. So that's on azcentral.com. And so actually interest in the town of Tempe was so, it exceeded expectations, and so they actually had to make another date for people to RSVP and attend. There were more than 100 people interested. And so just so that you guys know, in case you're watching in Tempe or in the Phoenix area, Newton is building 13 homes that are 600 square feet, and this is near the Gentilly Terrace neighborhood in downtown Tempe. I know exactly where that is. Construction is expected to begin this winter and be completed around mid-2020. Alright, so that's really, really cool. In the center of downtown Tempe is this little park area, and they're going to add these tiny homes, 600 square feet, and this is what's really cool. And so to qualify for one of the units, half of the homes will be available to people exclusively making less than 80% of the area's median income. And so the median income is actually quite high, and this deters a lot of gentrification, I'd say, through economics. And it's pretty simple. So you set up these communities, and according to this threshold, and like as it should be with this type of program, it's going to be exclusively dedicated to people who only make less than 80% of the median income for the area. So that's really good. That's like more going to be your students, young families that are starting off, young single people, all those different kinds of areas. And so the rest of the homes will not be income capped. And to qualify for a home, you must first submit proof of income, be a first-time home buyer, or have not owned a home in the last 3 years, and be able to qualify for a mortgage. And so I just think that's super really good news that in downtown Tempe right now, they're piloting programs, as they have been all over the country these recent years, to sort of combat the influx of rising prices in the area, whereas median incomes aren't going to kind of catch up to that just yet until things like this income cap properties are set in place. And keep in mind, it's not the whole establishment. It's just half of the units that'll be approved for building that'll be available for all of those people. And so tonight, it was kind of different. We talked about some random news. I give you an update on my life, and I like doing that because this is, again, the way that I am able to feel better. And, I spend lots of time doing all this and making content, not enough time. I haven't had my friend time, for example, in like 2 days or so. And I got this whole thing going on with this girl. My life has been absolutely rewarding, but completely full the last week. And so I'm kind of hoping that in the next few weeks will be a little more peaceful and not so, I just feel like overwhelmed. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Continue to subscribe. Continue to watch. I do really appreciate it. I'll try my best to keep making content that is relevant to you, and at the same time provides myself with an outlet to navigate my own little journey in life, which is quite an interesting one, let me tell you. There's not a second in life that I think I am not going to encounter something entirely different than I have in the previous days or just minutes beforehand. So good looking out on that one. Again, have a wonderful night. Don't forget that downtown Tempe is building small communal homes in the area. There's actually a public meeting listed online. Check out asiancentral.com for all that information. And then also keep in mind that if you're an illegal dumpster in the Albuquerque Valley area in northwest part Rio Rancho and you get caught dumping, you will be fined $500. And so don't dump illegally. Go to the dumpster. Takes a little bit longer. And my ongoing debate with the property management company is in full effect, and we'll see how that goes. So I hope you guys have a great night, alright? Thank you so much again for watching.